Hey, welcome to Anecdote, where I piece together lesser-known stories about hip-hop legends. This month's story involves Daft Punk, who are no strangers to the US hip-hop scene. They collaborated with Pharrell, Kanye, and Jay-Z in the years leading up to their official split. But what a lot of people don't know is that their first touch point with the US hip-hop scene was, in fact, the late great J Dilla. This story has it all: twists, collaboration, and some crazy coincidences. So let's get into it. The year is 1998. JD, as he's known back then, is in Detroit working on beats for his group Slum Village and their album Fantastic Volume 2. His good friend DJ House Shoes, who works at a local record shop, supplies Dilla with records that he can sample.
Whenever dope shit would come in, whether it be some sample shit or some hip hop shit, Jay liked me to hit him up. He'd come through, grab a stack without even listening. So this shit came out.
Tracks on the Rocks Volume 2 by a certain Thomas Bangalter of Daft Punk fame. But it's 1998, and Daft Punk aren't exactly a household name in the US yet. So it's safe to assume that at this point, Dilla thinks he's listening to some kind of obscure record by an unknown electronic artist when he hears this.
And of course, we all know that he touched that, and we got this from it.
Dilla takes this beat to his homies T3 and Batin of Slum Village. And because it sounds so electronic and so different, they're not really sure what to make of it.
I don't think he had his verse on there yet. And he played it, and I was like, man, I ain't know about Raise It Up at first. I ain't gonna even lie. I was like, okay, Jay, if you think this is it, do your verse. He did his verse, and his verse was amazing. I was like, okay, that's it.
So Slum records the song, and Raise It Up is even released as one of the singles off the album Fantastic Volume 2.
Raise it up, raise it up, raise it up, raise it up.
I ain't about that, no, what me, dog, I don't floss, no, I ain't that JD,
Meanwhile, over in Europe, Daft Punk are blowing up when their manager, Pedro Winter, aka Busy P, happens to hear the Slum Village song.
To be honest with you, at the beginning, even though the sample is huge, the first listen, I was just like, whoa, that song is amazing, but I didn't realize.
A friend of Pedro's does recognize the sample, and now Pedro realizes that one of his favorite US hip-hop producers has just sampled his group without asking for permission.
We immediately spoke about it with the Daft Punk boys, and I told them that's the moment we have to catch the thing rather than calling a lawyer or whatever, which was no point. We decided to email him. I don't know if they were even embarrassed because my words were super friendly. Like I told them, guys, we love you, no drama. And I told them, okay, let's do a fair deal.
The deal is this: Daft Punk agreed to let the uncleared sample for Raise It Up slide if in return Slum Village are willing to remix Daft Punk's Aerodynamic. Obviously, Slum Village agrees, no brainer, and the two tracks are released as a joint 12-inch single called Daft Punk vs. Slum Village. The artwork even features the robots fighting it out with members of SV. Now, Slum Village fans always assumed Dilla produced the remix for Aerodynamic. But in one final twist to the story, Kareem Riggins, who in my opinion is one of the most underrated producers period, told Bonafide magazine, I did the remix. At the time, I don't think Dilla was available to do it, so he reached out to me. Props to Kareem Riggins and props to Dilla for being one of the first to sample one of the Daft Punk boys. By doing so, he paved the way for the likes of Swizz Beatz and Busta Rhymes with Touch It.
Touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, turn it, leave it, start from there.
And Kanye West with Stronger almost 10 years later.
Stronger, I need you to hurry up now, cause I can't wait much longer.
This deluge of Daft Punk sampling, started by Dilla, also paved the way for Daft Punk to take a more active role in hip-hop production. In 2013, they actually produced 3 tracks on Kanye West's Yeezus album, and as you probably know, created a global hit in collaboration with Pharrell Williams.
She's up all night to the sun, I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun, I'm up all night to get lucky.
Who knows, maybe none of this would ever have been possible if Dilla hadn't flipped that sample to create Raise It Up and Slum Village hadn't remixed Aerodynamic. To quote Daft Punk historian Ben Cardew, these remixes showed how Daft Punk's music could work in a hip-hop context. Daft Punk's influence on hip hop has, in the end, been surprisingly wide-reaching. All right, that's almost it for this month. But once again, I'm gonna leave you with a remix inspired by our story. And this episode got me thinking. We know what Slum sounds like over a Thomas Bangalter sample. But what would a Thomas Bangalter produced vocal sound like over a Slum Village type beat? You still with me? If not, don't worry, you're about to find out. Please do hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes. In the comment section below, let me know your favorite hip hop track that sampled Daft Punk. And here is my remix of Get This Money featuring Stardust.
Motown.